So, guys, go ahead.
I know you were mostly looking at the offense side, but on your defensive side, obviously there were lots of scuffles early. Is that something you don't love to see, or is that okay? It's just going to happen?
I mean, I don't want it because we just have a rule both sides. If you throw a punch, you're out. So I think we got 2 guys thrown out. I'm not sure. I just got told 2. And I don't know if that's accurate. But I mean, you don't really care about scuffles. You just hate losing guys. And the player loses all the reps for the day, and then your position's down for the whole day. So that usually can be a chain reaction to other guys. So that's why we don't want that to happen. But you expect a lot of it, but don't want any punches thrown.
You value these joint practices. Just on your initial impression after things settled in, did it seem like the kind of work you were hoping to get?
Yeah, it's always different going against a different team because you're used to how you do things. So anytime you see something that's different or a guy's doing something different, everyone gets a little sensitive about it. But for the most part, I know the way Saleh does things and the way we do are very similar. So I thought it was pretty easy transition for us there. And it gets really old going against the same stuff every day and the same people every day. So it was a little more fun going against other people, and it'll be a little more fun watching tape here in a half hour.
You know, any of your top running backs, how did you think your offense did against them?
I mean, I don't really totally evaluate it that way. Like, we made a lot of plays out there. I thought we moved the ball well. But there's a number of plays that we didn't make. I love the 3 backs that we had throughout practice. Just, that's a small amount of numbers. So not even worrying about 1s, 2s, or 3s, just rotating them, trying to keep them fresh because the guys will be expected to play in the game here in 2 days also. So them just be able to get through it and get their assignments, respect to those guys for it.
What were your takeaways on how Brock played, and particularly looked pretty sharp towards the finish?
Yeah, usually Brock's a really good player, so I expect him to have good plays, so I notice all the bad plays, and I didn't notice many bad plays today, so I think he had a hell of a day.
Who were the players you said who were kicked out? Or you were talking
I'm not sure. There's a couple guys on defense, but I got an idea, but I don't want to get one wrong.
You mentioned that speaking to us the other day was a big step for you. Did you have any repercussions from that, or was it okay?
No, it was good. Yeah.
Do it more often?
Yeah, more often. Yeah.
Anything,
Evaluating my health is somewhat embarrassing, and I think getting old to everybody, so don't take it personal. I'm trying not to anymore. I was messed up, and I'm getting a lot better. So.
Have you guys learned anything more about Nick Bosa and what he's dealing with right now?
Just soreness, tendonitis. It's a pretty normal thing with ACLs. Just talking to our guys, they say it happens to about 90% of the guys we've had. So it's a normal thing, and that's why we got to be smart here for week to week. But feeling no concerns about him being any more than that.
When it comes to Christian, I know that it feels like this is a little bit more precautionary than anything else, but is there any concern that this is something that could linger this year?
No. My concern would be him toughing through tightness like a lot of people do, and then hurting something bad and pulling something, which then it could be a month. So that would be our concern. So once we hear him talking a certain way, Christian's a guy who needs to get prepared for week 1. But also we're pretty confident what he's done before this. We're confident what he's done in these 2 weeks, and we just want to make sure that we don't make it something to be concerned about.
The fact that he's been through this before, does that give you a little bit more just optimism that you have a plan in place, he has a plan in place?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think everybody goes through this. I mean, when you have vets who know how to get ready for week 1, and lots of guys have this stuff, and you need to push through it. He's not a guy who needs to do that, so it's pretty simple with us.
what did you see from Strickland today, and what have you seen from him?
It's been good to get him back. I mean, we were excited some of the stuff he did that first week, and then he had, some tightness and stuff similar to Christian, and we took him off for, I think, a week. And so I want to guess this was like his 4th day back. So I just love him getting the reps. Like we love his talent. We love the character and just how he plays. It's such a different situation than Christian. We need to get him ready to play an NFL game, and it takes a while for rookies to do that. That's why a lot aren't ready for week 1. So it's been really good to get him back. The way he attacks it each day, I think each day he's got better and better, and hopefully he doesn't have any injuries, so he can continue getting those days in for week 1. And if he does, feel real confident about him.
Describe him like he accelerates well through the ball, through the cuts. Is that something you've noticed too?
Yeah, I think getting in and out of cuts has to do with being able to run fast and break down and stuff, but I think quarterbacks really feel guys who have good hands, and when you have good hands, you can run through the football. A lot of guys, you got to tempo your stride and stuff to kind of absorb a ball a little bit, and when you do that, DBs can knock it out. So when you have a lot of confidence in your hands and you got a real good hand-eye and you're aggressive with it, and he trains that way, he's got the ability that way, and that's something we look for a lot in guys that we liked about him coming out.
The left guard battle between Jones and Colby. Did Jones do anything to kind of take a step forward in that battle? How do you kind of see that?
I think it's too early to say. I mean, there's definitely is a battle there. I mean, it's open for anybody. Those guys would probably be the lead at it. Love to get Carver in that too. Him missing a week or whatever it was with his concussion made him out of it a little bit, but he's been out 2 practices in a row. So it's still early. We want to see those guys in the games too, but it's definitely a battle for us to see who gets that spot.
Do you talk to Carver and talk just about their concussions, and since you've endured it now?
I mean, I saw him in the hallway, said, I feel for you. But not much more than that. Those guys got a lot more experience with it, and also what I've learned is every single one's different. So you don't always want to act like it's the exact same thing. But
Actually, about the defensive changes, I mean, it definitely looks different. Did you bring Raheem intending for this defense to look considerably different going into the season?
No, I mean, the first thing was that, you want to, you always got to take a risk, when you hire people you haven't worked with or people you haven't gone against much. You can have an idea, but you really never know someone until you go through stuff with them. And, I knew Raheem as a quality control for the 2 years I worked in Tampa, and was with him, I think, 2 of the 4 years in Washington and then both of the years in Atlanta. So I always knew how good of a coach he was. And then, he started in Tampa too, ran real similar to what we did in Atlanta. And then when he took over for the Rams and I had to go against him, it was a completely different defense, which is really tough to go against. So the first thing I wanted to hire was the person. I do love that he has experience in a lot of different schemes, but it wasn't that I wanted to just change everything. I do think you have to evolve. I think you look at us last year with Saleh, we evolved a lot. And did some things that he had done for the first time that he hadn't done, or we hadn't done in the previous 8 years. Raheem has experience with all of it. And I do think in this league with the way people know how to attack schemes and stuff, and you're not always going to, with injuries or just, you don't always have better players than the people you're going against. And when that does happen, you got to change schemes up. And we want the option to do both. Raheem has that experience, and I don't look at it as we're going to be totally different. But I love that we have the ability to be different.
Kyle, how would you describe what a Robert Saleh-led team looks like and feels like?
Saleh, as you guys know, coach, I respect a ton. When it starts with his defense, you know how sound it's going to be. Saleh's not going to put something in that he doesn't believe is sound versus everything. So it's going to be very disciplined. It takes a little bit of time to get the guys that elite at it. So he's going to do it over and over again, and I can see they're already way ahead of schedule. They've really competed today, and they definitely have a real good coach.
Plan for playing time for Thursday?
We have, but we haven't told any of the players yet. So there won't be many starters playing. We'll see with injuries today and stuff, and that doesn't mean none. But we got to balance that out. But we haven't told the players yet, so wait till we do that with them this afternoon.
That was my question.
Oh, there you go.
I think some of your DBs have been pretty clear that they really appreciate Raheem's scheme and what he's telling them, and a couple of them is more so than they've ever been. They're being told to just play football. Maybe they didn't love the scheme. How do you take those comments?
I don't know about them till I just read Tig's quote right here on the way in, so I get the question. Knowing our guys, I don't take that as negative or anything. I think we've had one of the best schemes of football for a long time, and I think we played really good defense here for a long time. And so I don't think it means it that way. But there's different styles to how you run coverages. And I want to have some bend but don't break, where you just stay on top and you never give up the go route, and you expect linebackers to defend a lot of things all between the numbers. And we've done that at a very high level, and we've had some of the best linebackers to me that I've ever seen be able to do that. But sometimes you blitz those guys, sometimes you get guys hurt and they're not there. And when that happens, you need more corners to stop plays. And I think that's something that Raheem's very used to. He majors in the secondary, where Saleh majored more in linebacker play. To be a good coordinator, you have to know all three levels, and they both do. But it's cool. I think those guys hear some different coaching points, and that's everyone. There's pluses and minuses to everything. But I think it's cool for those guys to hear some different coaching points that weren't as relevant at sometimes in other schemes, and that makes it a little bit more fun for guys. But sometimes having to stop too much isn't always fun either. and sometimes you want to chill and have someone else stop it. So it goes both ways.
He made a lot of plays today. How have you seen his confidence grow as he's learned the playbook?
Who's that?
And Stribling.
The more he's out there, the more he'll get confident. Like I was just saying earlier, like we truly believe he's made of the right stuff. We know his ability, and now it's about him going through a lot of situations that he hasn't been through that I expect him to fail out a number of times in practice. But he's good enough and made of the right stuff that he'll eventually start getting through it. You've seen a lot of those today, and hopefully we can keep doing that more and more so he's ready in week 1, and it won't stop there. There'll be up and downs throughout the whole year, but that's why we try to generate as much as possible in practice.
How much adjustment do you have to make in terms of preparing for the season when Kyle Juszczyk is not there, given he's kind of singular in terms of the position he plays for you guys?
Not really any at all. We have other guys because Juice has done an awesome job staying healthy, so it doesn't happen much. But Jake Tonjes can do that stuff. We've had Luke Farrell do that stuff. We've had Kittle do some of that stuff. Sometimes we give Debo the ball, and we've had Christian do some of that stuff. So guys all have to do it, but Juice is very similar to what we said about Christian. When guys prepare the right way, and they've been through this so long, as long as they're prepared the right way and not counting on camp to get them in shape, sometimes it can be somewhat of a benefit for those guys to get some things that keep him out that don't allow him to get hurt worse when it's he's got a frustrating thing like I do right here that's nothing, but it's just annoying for him. But I think it maybe help him in the long run.
They made some plays today. What are your thoughts on their tight ends this camp so far?
I thought they've done a real good job. I think I think they've all, the guys that we've had here in the past, guys like Braden, Jake, Luke, I think all of them look better than what they were last year. And I was happy with them last year, but you're always getting better or worse. And I think they've taken the cut-ups, they've taken the off-season, and I think they've all improved in the pass game and the run game. It's nice for them to get more opportunities without Kittle out there. And then I love all the new guys we've brought in too. We've had some good competition there, and it's always tough when you're missing a guy like George, and then you miss a guy like Juice, which, as Juice will let you know, he still was playing the tight end position also. So those guys are down 2 spots of key contributors, which gives them a chance to do more and more, and they've been ready for that, conditioning-wise, and that's why I think they're all getting better.